It wasn't mentioned by the Pokemon Twitter account, but next week's Pokemon Presents will be 28 minutes long. Okay, that's longer than any Pokemon Direct or Pokemon Presents that we've had that didn't include E3 gameplay. That makes things a bit spicier. Comment down below. What do you think is going to be inside half an hour of Pokemon Presents? Also, while you're there, leave a like. I'm going to do my own sleuthing to get an idea as to what to expect because we have tons and tons of history to dig through. Pokemon Direct. This was the Pokemon Sword and Shield announcement, 7 minutes. This was the follow-up announcement that had multiple gameplay features as well as new Pokemon reveals, 16 minutes. Now, this is going to be for Legends Arceus as well as Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, so it's going to be split up, but the more I think about this, the more I think it's going to be Pokemon Legends skewed, so we're going to keep an eye on that. And then the live gameplay I was talking about, we got 30 minutes, not all of it is Wild Area, we have some of the Dynamax Den gameplay, and then the tragic announcement that made people super upset. And even though it wasn't a big deal to not include all 900 Pokemon in Sword and Shield, the toxicity of the Pokemon community never ceases to amaze. Weird thing is, the regional decks in Pokemon Sword and Shield ended up having more Pokemon than entire Pokemon games, but again, you can't stop the toxicity. Now, I want to keep on going back into these demonstrations though. Pokemon Sun and Moon 2016, the first time they showed off live gameplay of the upcoming Pokemon game, and let's bring it all together. We have a franchise breaking new ground in the open world, so Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild exploration gameplay. This might be where it kind of comes together. This might be what we're looking for, because we didn't have an E3 for Pokemon. I'm not going to come up with all these wild nonsense conspiracy theories where it's like, oh, Pokemon Legends wasn't ready, or oh, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl is getting delayed, so that's got to be it. No, I don't see any reason for delays, no announcement of delays. Legends Arceus coming out in January, and our main series Pokemon game coming out the usual time doesn't even suggest COVID had anything to do with anything. The Pokemon Company has been really reserved with new game information and trailers over the last couple of years. That's all there is to it. Nothing crazy going on, and I think it could also be a really interesting angle if you think about it, where it's like, alright, how much of a demo are we going to get of Pokemon Legends? Because that's really what I'm seeing building up here, if it's going to be 28 minutes long. And that's where things can get really interesting for Pokemon Legends by not having live gameplay. Now, there is no live event going on, so that could just be a coincidence, or maybe Pokemon Legends still a little rough, but they have to show something. There's going to be riots in the streets if we don't get any kind of Pokemon news soon, so I'm wondering, like, is it really going to be, like, the best possible look at Pokemon Legends? Because that trailer was rough. That trailer showed a game that needs way more than a year of development to get ready. It was choppy, it was empty, it was soulless. The entire idea of Pokemon Legends, I still heavily disagree with, and it's going to take a lot from the Pokemon Presents to really bring me around. However, 15 minutes of gameplay, or like even 15 minutes of like really showcasing multiple features, like compared to what we had by Pokemon Sun and Moon at this point, we saw a lot of the game. We knew a lot of what was going on. It just got people more and more excited. So trying to like catch up half a year. Yeah, I'm like, wow, yeah, we're in August and we had the Pokemon Presents in February. So I mean, like, we need half a year's worth of information to show us that there's actually something to this game, when really just like, it just seems like a really cheap, uninspired Pokemon open world game that I want. A Pokemon open world game. I've been talking about this for years, but this is not it. You know, this just seems very disingenuous to Pokemon, seems to have like really obscure, conflicting lore, and it just seems like there wasn't enough care put into it. And I think it's because Game Freak took the vocal minority and hatred too personally, as well as the other criticisms about Pokemon over the last couple of years, where it's like, oh, it's just the same thing over and over. Pokemon really needs to change how the main series is done, or I'm never playing again. And then Pokemon Sword and Shield is one of the highest selling Pokemon games, and probably the highest grossing Pokemon game because of Nintendo Switch being $60 and the DLC on top of the insane amount of sales. So Pokemon Sword and Shield did incredibly, regardless of, again, the vocal minority. Ooh, 90,000 dislikes. Most of these people bought the game anyways, even though Game Freak didn't change anything compared to the complaints. So a lot of hypocrites there. And again, 20 million units sold, 90K, not a lot. And Pokemon Sword and Shield are just some of the best Pokemon games, and the wild area was a really good way to start the expansion into taking those open world concepts. But now with this, I don't see any heart. It just seems like they're just trying to push this out for the haters who don't even respect Game Freak, and you can see it just kind of created a mess of a game, instead of just bringing the direct Sinnoh remakes in a sensical world. Because again, I have like so many problems with this lore and how it's definitely going to conflict. It's definitely going to have like weird fan servicey things that actually don't make sense for Pokemon or don't elevate the game or anything, where it's going to be like, oh, I bet you it's going to be a relative of Cynthia for the professor, and we're definitely going to learn about the professor, probably get some of that good Arceus story as well inside of it. But I really want to see gameplay. I really want to see mechanics. I want to see Pokemon Legends actually functioning on a level that is deliverable. Because Breath of the Wild was way better looking and way more ready to go than Pokemon Legends was, with about the same amount of time until the games were coming out. So that's interesting on that side. They did put out the release date though. Like, they went into this one confidently, like, hey, we don't have anything else to show in May, but we're going to tell you that the game's coming out in January of 2022. So again, like, the problems with that and all that other stuff coming on. But if it was just Sinnoh remakes with open world and then modernized Pokemon, that just sounds great. Pokemon Legends just seems like a regression, but they have on Wednesday to prove me wrong and turn my entire mood about the games around. But until then, cautiously optimistic, way more excited for Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. And I think that's going to be it, because like you can look, we've seen good chunks of gameplay. This isn't exactly like 30 minutes long. Starts at about 3 minutes, goes until about 15 minutes. Then we have a little bit of Din gameplay, not the full Dynamax raid. And then we have the announcement, and we're good to go. The Pokemon Sun and Moon one was pretty interesting, because they just, they built it up for a bit. They recapped on some of the trailers, some of the information, the starter Pokemon. Then they just went it. They're like, yo, hopefully the game works. We're going live, and we're going to see how everything goes. Now, I think one of the greatest moments in all of Pokemon is the first encounter being a Ladybug. It's like, oh man, we're going to see our Generation 7 Pokemon. Let's go. Oh, like even the silhouette, the who's that Pokemon part of it, it was super fun, but so that's how it can go, and we have some gameplay, so it's going to be this, just not live. And again, so going into that, we got a couple minutes. They showed a little bit into the first trainer battle, so yeah, a lot of the first route and initial part of the story. Then we're going into this. Same thing kind of happened with Pokemon Let's Go. Pokemon Let's Go, they did effectively the Viridian Forest demo, which was playable at E3, so people got to absorb a lot of that game. And unless they have a Legends demo, which would be wacky if they just kind of drop that. Again, I don't really know what to expect or where the direction this is going, except for them showing stuff. And that's what we have to hope that like Game Freak just drops that crazy surprise bomb on us. It's like, oh, that's how this game is going to be next level. My issue with that, though, is that the Pokemon Presents being 28 minutes, I don't think is going to be enough time to show the first X minutes of Pokemon Legends to really get an idea of the game. I think, like, Pokemon Legends is going to be something that needs to build as you unlock more skills or whatever the progression is or whatever the depth inside the game is. You're not going to see really much of, if any of that, in the tutorial or the beginning sections of the game. So showcasing that off will be like, oh, it's just the same problems that we saw in the trailer where there's not too much going on. So I think they really need to expand upon the mechanics and how deep, like they need to spoil. They need to show like, yo, here's crafting. Yo, here's where things start getting insane. Yo, here's some of the Pokemon that you can like capture and ride. Maybe there's new Pokemon because it is a different climate of Sinnoh. Don't know how they work that into the future, but hey, anything's possible. We're getting all kinds of random Pokemon from different regions. Like, hey, here's Yungoos. It existed somewhere else and then it became a part of Alola. Hey, here's Kubfu. It's a legendary Pokemon here in Galar, but it comes from another Pokemon. Like, other Pokemon region Pokemon, or other region Pokemon are a pretty big deal, so I think they can get away with that and then just introduce it. Game Freak doesn't really seem to care about mid-generation Pokemon as well, ever since Generation 7 did their thing, and then Meltan, and now a lot of the Generation 8 Pokemon, so they can do it. I wouldn't be against that, but they have to show something new. Yeah, you have to send people's jaw through the floor at this point with Pokemon Legends, and I don't think they can just like show the tutorial or show the beginner. Like, you have to get in some hard, deep gameplay midway through, like, yo, this is where you're going to end up. This is what you need to, like, this is what you should expect. This is how cool the game is going to be. They don't do that, it's going to be rough. As for Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl information, I think they could just do a couple minutes of Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. Like, they could do that like a traditional direct, where it's like, hey, here's the trailer, hey, here's the thing, hey, we can talk about it a bit more. Really, the only new information that was shown on top of the trailers and the starter reveal was the map. Having the map this early for the Pokemon anniversary direct announcement of the new game, that was pretty wacky. And we got a little bit of alt gameplay and then some clarification on like sad Pokemon, happy Pokemon, grassy Pokemon, and then we got to see the game being cool for a bit. Like, that trailer, the way it hit, it slapped. You know, just go in, boom, there's your Nintendo Switch Pokemon game. Get ready, get hyped. So I love this. I loved all of this, but 7 minutes kind of... There's not 7 minutes of information here. So with Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, they could drop a 2-minute trailer, show me the good old Diamond and Pearl that it is, a couple minutes of clarification, maybe talk about how much of a remake or how many new things they intend to bring to it, or just like be like, yo, it's pretty much just Diamond and Pearl with a couple of tweaks. Either way, I'm excited. I could play Diamond and Pearl again. I just want to go in the underground with modern Wi-Fi. Hell yeah. Like, the game doesn't need to be anything other than that. I'm super ecstatic. Of course, it's going to be like fairy typing. Of course, there's going to be updates. If they're showing megas, they better show some new mega evolutions or something. It is a possibility. So it's like, they can throw the curveball possibilities, but all we need is information. Like, is this new Diamond and Pearl, or is this effectively the same? I don't care either way, but as long as they're doing that, I think that takes like 5-6 minutes, and then they need like a 10-15 minute demo of Legends Arceus, and then a little bit of gameplay following that up, kind of clarifying, talking the information, like we've seen in the Direct. So again, we had, I think, a 2.5 minute trailer, and it's like, yo, Wild Area, yo, Gyms, yo, Dynamax, yo, all these other things, yo, some new Pokemon, and then they broke it down for a couple minute segments each. So, effectively just turning the trailer into a YouTube, like a PokeTuber video on how it's broken down, with just developer information to clarify on things instead of speculate. So leave clarification, don't leave room for speculation for both the Legends Arceus and Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl announcement. Really just need to show like open world Pokemon gameplay as though it's an E3. It won't be live, so it will be scripted. We'll show the best of Legends Arceus, which means if there are issues, like graphical issues or stuttering or performance issues, and if those are even noted by the developers, then that's going to be rough. Because that's not even showing the ugliest parts of the game, which could be pretty common. There was also that really sick trailer for Zacian Zamazenta at the end. Yeah, like, so it's just going to be clarification, 28 minutes, has a good amount of stuff. And I think that lines up with other Pokemon Directs and Pokemon Presents, but the timing falls in line with like an E3 presentation, which usually has like some kind of more real gameplay demo, where it's like, yo, we're going out and playing the game, this is how you'd experience it, this is what you'd expect like an hour into the game. I think that like even the website might have updated by this point, or like sometime during or immediately after E3, where it's like, you can expect the wild area in like 2 hours or less than 2 hours of gameplay, maybe even like the first hour of gameplay said something like that on the website. So again, if you just throw us into the middle of the action, do it. Don't worry about spoilers. Like, I think, again, Game Freak took the idiots to heart that were saying, like, Pokemon Sun and Moon spoiled too much, even though that was the best hype season Pokemon's ever had. So, like, I can't change anything either, but we'll see how the marketing goes. We had that interview that got overlooked that I covered, the marketing director saying, hey, it's going to be a robust rollout. So, also the website updating, giving us a more interactive website on Legends Arceus. Like, this has to be the Pokemon Legends Arceus Presents at this point, with how much we've waited, with how much needs to be delivered, with the timing, because now people are going to get excited. People are going to hype themselves up. They hyped themselves up over the Pokemon Unite Presents, even though they just got like 5 new Pokemon games the week before, and the Pokemon Company didn't even say anything. They weren't like, get ready for some incredible information in the next Pokemon Presents. People got upset at Pokemon Unite, even though it was literally not hyped up at all. And even then, like, I don't even think they could pad something for 28 minutes. That would be like a normal trailer, even compared to what we've seen for Pokemon Sword and Shield. It is going to be 2 games. Needs to have more Legends Arceus. Unless Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl does something crazy with, like, the story, new Pokemon, Mega Evolutions returning, or just dropping the bomb on features. Like, yo, here's updated ball capsules, here's updated contests, here's updated underground, here's updated gyms. Here's the updated post-game. By the way, we will have the Battle Frontier in this game. Again, like, you need to spoil everything to get people hype. Especially, like, Brilliant Diamond Shine Pearl. It's like, okay, what, even if there's new stuff, like, really, what surprises are there going to be? If it isn't Megas, like, you have to announce that beforehand. Or at least be like, stay tuned for new trailers next month. Like, even if they announce an announcement, that would also be pretty good for the kind of information we need at this point. And yeah, I feel like it could go either way. Like, they really need to show off this game being great. And for Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, they just need clarification. So that's where we stand. That's what it's looking like. Busting out some of the old school stuff. Just be like, yeah, it makes sense. I think we could actually get this. And then it's up to Game Freak for what these games have to reveal. And if they want to reveal it. So guys, enjoy the video. Hope you have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.